Do you like my new glasses? Just thought I'd point them out before we get stuck in. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down in the comments below. But with that, let's talk about working from home. An ever-increasing number of contractors and full-time employees are working from home, or daydreaming about working from home. But don't let this phenomenal benefit fool you, because remote work is a lot of work. Not to mention, it's a very different way of working. While awesome, and let's be honest, it really is, working from home presents challenges around communication, productivity, and company culture. And I am a huge believer and passionate advocate of company culture. Now, after remotely working for years, I've experienced all these challenges and, to be honest, I've survived. I'm still here. This video is all about setting you up to be able to work from home like a boss. So, if you're serious about working from home, I cannot stress enough the importance of having the right office setup. You don't want to be hanging off the side of a bed with your laptop on your knees and you're having to battle with sun coming in through the windows and you're like, oh my God, I just can't cope, or working with your phone on your shoulder while you're doing this. It might sound over dramatic, but it is the single most important factor in determining one's ability to focus in their environment. I mean, in fact, recent research suggests that a well-designed office can actually increase your productivity by 20%. 20%? Man, that can only be a good thing. But with that in mind, shall we just dive straight in how to make a legit and bling home office? Number one, I'd argue where you set up your home office is just as important, if not more important, than what you buy for your home office. I'm sure some of you will disagree with me on that, but hey, that's my view. Most importantly, you need a separate space. As I said at the beginning, you can't just be squeezed onto the side of the dining room table having to contend with dinner plates or children's homework. If you're talking about it, there is a growing school of thought that for a maximum efficiency, a distinction has to be made regarding the physical boundaries of your working space. Now, before you set up shop in your house, I would suggest considering the following questions. What type of work needs to be done? If you're doing a lot of deep work, then you'll need to have a quiet place to think. Will you be making conference calls? Will you be video conferencing? You'll need to think about your background, as to be honest, people might not tell you, but everybody's going to judge what they can see behind you if you don't do that blurry thing. Will colleagues visit your collaboration space for work? Will you be doing the bulk of your work on your own? If you don't have that much space to work with in the first place, you're going to need to consider being creative and utilising divider bookshelves or some arty mock wall dividers to create some privacy to your space. I'm sure you know the ones I mean, where they've kind of got that foldy thing and you can look around, it all looks very cool. Now, number two is about lighting. In much the same way, when I try to record a YouTube video, using natural light is best, especially when trying to place your desk by a window, because that will enhance the lighting. I mean, this is not to mention natural light boosts productivity, or so I've been told. But to avoid glare, don't place overhead lighting directly above the computer screens, and don't put a computer screen directly in front of a light source, because it will cause eye strain. Even with my new blue light blocking glasses, which help reduce eye strain, giving your eyes the best possible environment to function is really rather crucial. Now, number three is not a James Bond title, but it's a view. Leaning on the researchers again, the scenic quality of our daily environments has a direct correlation on our personal well-being. Now, I believe this. I just think it's so important. If you're stuck with a bland view, you need to get creative. You can easily spice up your office with some cool artwork and some paint. Put things around you that make you smile. In fact, I've got a picture behind here that says, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy a bike. And that's pretty close. Now, also in my workspace, I have a penchant for Roy Lichtenstein paintings, so have the girl with the ribbon in her hair in my work area, as it makes me happy. Think about doing the same thing in your area. No matter how much or little space you have, I'm sure you can bring a little bit of creativity. Now, number four is about having a great desk. To be honest, in the beginning, I didn't put much thought into the desk because you just put your laptop down and away you go. But that was just sat at my kitchen table. It was fine, and I didn't think about it much initially, but I paid the price for it in the end because I sat at an uncomfortable desk for about a year and it sucked. Because I didn't get heaps of space, I needed to be creative again, so I invested a lot of time and research into finding the best and most cost-effective adjustable standing desk. Think about one of those uppy-downy ones. I ended up purchasing the Flexi Spots sit-stand desk, which I'm more than thrilled with, especially for the price. I mean, these desks transition between sitting and standing with pretty much little effort. It's not electric, but that doesn't matter to me. I can upgrade if I need to be, but the functionality and build is perfect for what I needed. And at time of recording, which is July 2020, it's about £140 for a small one and £150 for a medium one, which I think represents great value. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, number 5 is about a supportive chair. As much as I'd like a Hag Capisco ergonomic chair, spending £1,000 on a chair seems pretty bloody ludicrous when there's Amazon. But with that in mind, here's what you should keep in mind when buying a chair for your home office, because I have learned some of these things the hard way. So, number 1, make sure it has a comfortable cushion. Obviously, you want a comfortable place to sit, to park your derriere, so in addition to a comfortable cushion, look for breathable material as well. Look for armrests is number 2. So armrests should be low enough that your shoulders stay relaxed, and your elbows bend at around the 90-degree angle. It should be a natural position. Number 3 is about looking for a chair with adjustable backrest height, because you want a chair that's able to adjust to your back and so can go up and down and it has the right angle. But number 4 is all about lumbar support, that curvature at the bottom of your spine. I mean, this is super important because all our backs are slightly curved inwards and our chairs shouldn't be directly vertical. Sitting like this would feel a bit strange and you get tired pretty quickly. Instead, it should support our lower backs by coming forward a little bit. I mean, if all else fails, you could probably get a £10 add-on from Amazon, or just roll up a towel and sit it behind there and maybe just tape it to the chair. And number 5 is about, don't forget wheels. You want to navigate your office easily? Chairs with wheels makes it much easier, because you can always put less strain on your body when you could just wheel over to it. Plus, where's the fun in not moving around with a chair that doesn't have wheels? Now, going back to the environment, number 6 is about a laptop stand, because at the end of the day, having a great setup is to allow you to maintain a good ergonomic position. That just means a natural one that is beneficial for you and your body. I'm sure anybody that ever told you to sit up straight, you immediately go from this position to this position. Shoulders back, lower back curved, stomach in, looking forwards, arms at 90 degrees, we just said with the armrests. That is an ergonomic position. Sometimes tuck your chin in so you have a naturally curved spine, so you're not looking like this. It's not a good position. I mean, ultimately, getting a good ergonomic position will be good for your long-term posture and your health. Now, a good rule of thumb is to get a stand that puts your eyes to 2 or 3 inches below your screen, so you're just like this position. I mean, to be quite honest, the world is an absolute bloody minefield in terms of those that are out there. So I'd give you the advice of going to look on TechCrunch, because they'll tell you which is a good position and which one is best to go for. They'll have reviewed hundreds, so pick one that you like the look of and fits within your budget. Simple. Now, number 7 is about a headset or speaker. So this section will really be down to a personal preference, as there's no definitive best headset, for example. Of course, there will be an influence on budget, and that's fine. I mean, having researched many variants, I've used the Jabra Evolve 65, which is a wireless headset, goes over the top, and a great mic for the last few years, and I think they're bloody great. In case you're starting your search, here are a few things to keep in mind when scouring the internet for said headset. You need to make sure it's comfortable. You're going to be spending a lot of time wearing this headset, so make sure it is really comfortable. For instance, I can wear my Jabras all day, and it doesn't bother me, or give me a headache, but it's important to see how you'll get on. Also, make sure it's logical. I mean, you absolutely don't want your computer audio conference calls to sound terrible, or you might come across like Darth Vader, or your audience to hear every other word. So you need to make sure that your headset comes with a decent microphone built in. I mean, most do these days, but just make sure that you haven't got in-ear earphones and the mic's coming from the computer. It does actually mean that some of those earbuds might not cut it, but you're going to have to test them out. Also consider noise-cancelling headphones. If others will be home when you're working, then it might be worth spending the money to invest in a pair of noise-cancelling headphones, but again, you need to make sure that it's got a mic. Now, the other option is having a speaker. So if you are the only person in your space, then I would highly recommend having an external microphone. When my other half is not in the house, I use the Jabra Speak 510, which is a USB external mic and speaker built for PC video calls. The call quality is excellent and has a mute and volume buttons which are easily accessible on the outside. If you don't need to wear headphones or earphones, then I think that the Jabra would be a great addition, and that is my recommendation for you. Now, number 8 is about background noise. Sometimes a degree of noise can be helpful for concentration, but it is a fine balancing act. I like to have background noise, and if I need to ride, I'll put on some classical music, Ludwig Einaudi being my favourite. I would highly recommend his Igorni album. Oh, it is absolutely glorious. But depending on your preference, you could consider purchasing a small fan or L filter to muffle out other noise around the house. Alternatively, I would recommend trying the A Soft Murmur app, which allows you to have rain and wind and other background noises playing from your phone. I love the sound of rain falling on a tin roof, and the app actually does a really good job for that and helps me block out the other noise really well for me. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Once you work remotely, you'll never want to work from the office again. Yes, there might be an opportunity to have a bit of hybrid, but once you've gone remote, it's really difficult to go back. Although, working remotely requires a different skill set and work ethic than most office workers are accustomed to. Yes, the pandemic will have helped, but there are still some people who are a bit reticent and reluctant to do so. But it will take time, so don't beat yourself up about it if you don't quite get it right straight away. It's like learning a new skill, and sometimes they don't come first time. That said, hopefully by now you will feel ready to utilize this perk and be a wildly successful remote employee with an amazing office environment. And that's it. If you liked this video, I would highly recommend this one here, where I talk about how to avoid burnout when working from home, which is the other side of the working from home coin. It may not happen to you, but I would rather you know how to avoid it and never need it than it happen and then think, what the fuck do I do about it? Hey, I'm here for your benefit. But with that, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.